Are you looking for a gentle, respectful technique to help your child have more mobility in their arm? Maybe there's spasticity, or maybe it's the opposite and your child has low tone. This can be due to cerebral palsy, a brain injury, a genetic disorder. Whatever the reason, if you're looking for more mobility in the arm, give this gentle, respectful technique a try. It's guaranteed not to hurt. We are using slow, gentle movements to access the potential of your child's brain to reorganize their movement patterns for better coordination and more mobility. This simple technique is called body mapping, but we're going to use the same gentle technique and apply it just to the arm and the hand. So like all of my movements, I'm going to encourage you as parents to try it on yourself so you know what it feels like. This is going to help you transfer it to your child with so much more impact. So first, determine which is your dominant hand. It's definitely my right for me. So I'm going to use my dominant hand, my right hand, to body map my left arm. And after we try it on ourselves, I'll show you how to transfer it to your child. So with your dominant hand, get to know your other arm. I'm just going to gently use my fingertips like little spotlights, and I'm going to shine a spotlight on my non-dominant arm. I'm going to trace all the little bumps and grooves. So I'm getting curious about the little valleys, the little dips, the little highs, the little lows in here. Go on the top, go on the bottom, trace the bottom. I can use just the fingertips to do this, or I can use my whole hand. That gives a different sensation, a different feeling. The brain loves variation. So right now, my brain is gathering up this information about where my arm is in space. This is how thick it is. This is how long it is. This is where it is in space. You don't just have to use your fingertips. You can also use a fun object to do this as well. So I'm going to run this car up and down my arm, go all the way around. I want to see if I can cover every little square inch of my arm, because the point isn't just to do something to my arm. The point is to engage my brain to become aware of where my arm is in space. So maybe I'm really curious about the car running up and down my arm. Maybe I really like animals, and my brain thinks it's really hilarious to watch a little cow run up and down my arm and underneath my arm. Maybe my arm isn't super comfortable in this position. Maybe it's really comfortable in this position. So this is where I'm going to body map this arm. Now I'm going to imagine I'm dipping my dominant hand in a red paint can. So my hand is dipping in the red paint, and I'm going to paint every surface, every square inch of my non-dominant arm in red paint. So I'm putting on the red paint all over my non-dominant arm, getting in all the little cracks here, all over. Make sure every square inch is covered in red paint. And then I'm going to dip my dominant hand in blue paint. I'm going to dip it in bright blue paint, and then I'm going to hold my dominant hand still. And this time, move your non-dominant hand through the blue paint. So my dominant hand is filled with blue paint, but it's not moving. It's just stuck in one position. And my non-dominant hand has to move through, drag through the blue paint, and see if I can paint every square inch of my non-dominant hand through that blue paint without moving my right hand. And do the best you can. Get curious about what parts you can paint really well. What parts are you missing? What parts might be harder to reach? This is going to engage your brain, get your brain interested in where this arm can move in space easily. Remember to go slow, keep it comfortable. Only brains that are safe and are comfortable can learn something new. Now let's go back to testing out your dominant hand versus your non-dominant hand and see if anything's changed. See if anything's flowing a little bit easier. I'm catching the ball much more easier with my left hand. Also notice that when I put my arms straight out, my left arm actually feels longer. Now my left arm didn't actually grow, but my brain was able to reorganize how I'm holding my left arm in space. It's more aware of where my left arm is in space now, and so it can move in a much more efficient and organized way. That is the potential of using slow, gentle, respectful movements to help access the brain to reorganize old movement patterns. Let me know what changes you noticed, and now we're going to transfer it to our children. It's so easy to incorporate simple, gentle body mapping into your everyday life. Take a few extra seconds while you hug your child to just run your hand gently down the length of their arm, feeling some of the little bumps and valleys and nooks and crannies. Again, bringing their brain's attention to where their arm is in space. There's no real need to move the arm anywhere, just wherever they have their arm lying naturally, that's where you want to start. Now, the finer detail you go into, the more differences their brain is going to notice, and the more quality information their brain is going to gather up from this simple body mapping. So you can use one finger to explore where their arm is in space. You can use two fingers. You can use your whole hand. That gives a very different feeling and different information for the brain. You can use a fun toy, vroom vroom, adding in noise, maybe a little song. Finger puppets are always fun for this. Hello thumb, hello little finger, hello elbow, hello shoulder. And of course, it's a wonderful time to connect with your child. Mommy's gonna kiss your finger. Mommy's gonna kiss your knuckle, your elbow, your shoulder. So think of some fun, easy, simple ways that you can bring your child's brain's awareness to where their arm is in space without moving the arm in an uncomfortable position for them, starting where they're at, bringing their brain's awareness to it, adding in some curiosity and some fun. So go out and give this a try. Let me know what changes you noticed, and we will see you in the next video.